Connection is this. In olden days, when there were poultry runs and we go to collect the egg, the underside of a large scorpion could have scorpion eggs, and it looks like a white thing. So in semi-darkness, you can put your hand and be stung by a vicious scorpion. Looking for eggs, you got a scorpion bite or scorpion sting from his tail. So these are three things about the egg thing about generations. So generations must be kept free from scorpion poison. So mother is the one who makes it daily safe. Father has to give the stretch and the next step. So father must be in the child's life to give the stretch and the next step. Mother gives the daily take care. So that's how the plan should be. And if you look at this first slide, which is quite elaborate, a lot of stuff on it, you will see the first slide. Let's take time to learn how mom gives intimacy and bonding. So the first 3 years, it's very important for the mom to have bonding and intimacy. It's not only first 3 years. If you're a working mom, while the child is in the womb, even though you have to go to work, you speak and just sing and pray over the child as if the child hears. There is a mechanism by which child can hear. And it is good to be stress-free, because when we study genetics, I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis. My last substantive post was as head of Department of Pharmacology in the State Medical Faculty. That's why I speak a lot of pharmacology. But today I want to concentrate mostly on motherhood and how the father comes in, and a little bit of COVID uptake. This is why I want to concentrate on the first 3 years. And even in the womb, mother must be conscious of bonding with the child. Then, when we studied genetics, we did not know. That when we studied genetics, we did not know that there are things called epigenetics. So if mother is anxious during pregnancy, the child can develop anxiety. So they have traced ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, 40% of it, to what the child experienced in the mother's womb. Even when we were in the medical faculty, there was a thing called the maternal deprivation syndrome, how the mother feels treated, gets to the child, and it affects even the baby's growth and in the mother's womb. And now, of course, it affects baby's brain growth. There's a prostaglandin called PGE2. It increases in the wrong areas, and that produces the child is ready for stress from the mother's womb, which manifests as attention deficit, hyperactivity, and impulsivity disorder later in life, which is what ADHD is. So we have done Empathic Learning Center, I have done many talks on this, and if you want any talks on this field, please download my app, Golden Nuggets. It's on this slideshow. Please download my app, Golden Nuggets, from Google Store or App Store, or else you can also send me a WhatsApp message. Don't phone, WhatsApp message to this WhatsApp number 076313480. So let's get to this, our first slide, how mom gives intimacy and bonding in the first 3 years of life, which is very important. Not that the father shouldn't be there. Father comes in to give affirmation and confidence to take the next boundary. So father is the one who will toddle along and get him to, help the toddler to get up and walk and things like that. Whereas mother makes it daily safe. Father makes it, gives him the next stretch, next step, and the next boundary. So I want to read this. Left brain management will run office. Anyone can. Right brain imagination, attention to detail, creativity, mystic are far more personalized. Every bed has mom touch, and every cake has that special care. Last bastion to crash in civilization was not father bashing or busting, as bad as that was. The straw that broke the civilization camel's back was mom abdicating home. So that's our strong plea. Mom, please don't abdicate home. So that initial bonding, intimacy are are connected to IQ, EQ, and SQ, social equity. When the child is growing up, the first 3 years contribute a lot to the child's life. Then the mom must take special care of the feeding time, because feeding time, breastfeeding and afterwards, is the most brain brilliant time. You have to keep speaking to the child, and there are some moms who are on Facebook, on the smartphone, while breastfeeding the child. Milk stops, because milk is a very emotional, heart bonding thing. You have to intentionally want to give milk, and the baby suckling creates a, but he gets to know. If you are not interested, or if you are distracted with your smartphone, he knows, and the milk stops. So that is how connected. So here is our plea: mother, don't forsake home. Left brain management will run office, and anyone can give left brain management to office. But your personalized touch, your right brain imagination, attention to detail, creativity, all that your child and your home needs. So I really, I understand there are working mothers. So I will give you some tips how to redeem your time while at work, and how to redeem your time while you have to work. Yes, that's the purpose of this talk. Now we look at a bit of a complicated slide where the graphs are, how that, if you see this graph, you will find in the first 3 years, a lot happens. And as I told you, first 3 years are all mother's years. Can you see that purple one, emotional control, comes in the first 3 years, mainly from mother's contact. So if you find a child emotionally out of control, saying can't go to Montessori and whatnot, it is because his time with mom was not enough. Please follow that purple colored line. It's at 18 months, emotional control growth curve peaks. So he is with the baby, who is with the little fellow at 18 months, mostly mom. So that is how God has designed it. Good Shepherd has designed it. There is not put any blame on or guilt on working mothers, but the fact is like that. Then you will find the red line, which goes on for some time. That red line of conceptualization, you can see it peaks at the age of 2, again, during the time of mom's tenure of intimacy, bonding, close to the child. So these curves help us to understand how important mom time is. In the 3rd year, peer social skills develop. So if you find a child rather tardy or withdrawn with the peers, it all depends on how he interacted with his mom in the early years. Now look at year 3. Year 3 is on the x-axis, curves are on the y-axis. Can you see numbering, the blue colored one? Now most people think men are brilliant at mathematics. That is because Isaac Newton was man, Einstein was man. But look at this. Now, brilliance or numbering ability comes to peak at the age of 3. And of course, you can develop on it. So who is most with the child at the age of 3? So these are some things that you need to take cognizance of. Many, many early learning curves are related to mom bonding, mom intimacy. So if you want this slide, sure, we can send it to you. Even this slide, if you want, send us a WhatsApp to 0763134800 and just say, Doc, please send me early learning curves, okay? And please give this to others also. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., I'll be doing this in Sinhala, tomorrow at 3 p.m. And there's a possibility tomorrow at 2 p.m. I might do this on my Facebook timeline again, but we will send you the details. But tomorrow 3 p.m., certainly in Sinhala, we'll be doing this just like this. So that's the early learning curves. Molding of home in the mother's shape and in the mother heart of God. Many people don't think like that, but there are a set of qualities that are more aligned with womanhood or motherhood, and a set of characteristics more aligned with fatherhood. Both must equally contribute. So the mother heart of God has suffered as moms work for because of financial exigencies, or for identity, or for career's sake. Uh, when mothers work, then of course, mother loses her homemaker and children's best guardian and best advancer, best influencer should be the mother. She begins to lose that. So last bastion of God embrace is the home, suffers a lot from mother absence. So this is a little, what shall I say? This is an appeal. This is a Casabianca cry that mothers will be still available for home, because homemaking builds the future citizen, as you know. What you do in the first 5 years, mom, with your child, nobody else in the world can do. Montessori can't, early learning centers can't, school can't. First 5 years of child learning is critical. And especially the habit formations at mealtime is your forte. Everything you do for your kid at mealtime stays with him for life. Good manners, good stories, prayers, good shepherd stories, sharing and eating everything to the end, appreciating food, because the child's first part of his growth has to do a lot with the oxytocin secretion and the GABA secretion during mealtime. You must understand that. So GABA is the empathic hormone. Oxytocin is the communication hormone. So when you're chatting and telling great stories during mealtime, that's the time your boy or your girl learns communication skills and are able to uh, develop good communications later. Communication is not only external communications, how different parts of his brain communicate together, and the 7 tracks of the brain: the empathic intuitive, empathic relational, the linguistic, the management mathematical track, then the other 3, the kinesthetic, visual, kinesthetic, auditory, visual tracks. How they nicely connect and interact has a lot to do with mom's social interactions with the child. So please don't let up on it. And when you do come home from work, please give your smartphone a 2-hour short leave. That's right. Don't take it into your hand, because your kid needs you by that time. Maybe the 40-year-old boy also needs you. You know who he is, but certainly your kids need you at home at that time. Then, yes, I want to get you into this slide. Every good gift, consider this, mom. Dads, if you are listening, please do also consider this. Would-be moms, please consider this. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, comes down from the Father of lights. Now, see, each of us, every mom has a good gift. Only thing, you're on a journey to make it the perfect gift. If the good gift doesn't become perfect, inside you, now this is true for mom or dad, inside you there's hurt, there's humiliation, there is you yourself assessing yourself less, and you then others start doing that to you. Then you have a fear, horror, that things will never be the same. Then you develop hatred, disaffection, bad moods, frustration. I often say frustration is, you know what frustration is? Lighting up a fire inside a room with doors closed. You're inhaling the carbon monoxide of not done, not done, not done kind of thing. So every good gift and every perfect gift, that's where you're going to, every good gift becoming perfect. So motherhood is a gift, and we gladly accept it. That's how it should be. So in that process, your other identities are also developed. Other character traits are also developed. But if it's not developing, then you get hurt, then you get humiliation, then you get horror, then you get hatred, then you get hex, as an old English word, which means a continual rundown. So here is a promise. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of light, with whom there is no variation. So where do variations come from? That is good one day, bad next day. What you start don't come to a good end. Where does that come from? Then shifting. That is, you can't keep your focus. You start something, stop something, you like this and you don't like that, and you keep going on that. And then shadows. Shadows are things that come at you from outside. Where do they come from? Is it from your hereditary? It is from a past event? Or is it from a personality who had a lot of, what shall I say, influence over you? So understand these three phenomena that puts down your performance, puts down your achievement, your, your output, and your sense of worth and value comes from your output. We are working with three things: identity, which is belonging; worth and value, which is what you are good at; significance, how others perceive you are good at. So these are the three things, Mom, you will be working with: identity and belonging. Let it come first from your good shepherd above, then being married to an excellent husband, thirdly, being mom at home. So three identities and belongings you carry. In doing the three well, you can. That's how, then in it you have worth and value. That's how you know about yourself. Significance is how others perceive of your, what their perception of your contribution. So attend on identity, worth and value, significance will come. Yes. So so attend on, just look at, jot down the things during a 12-hour period, what variations came. You started and could, shiftings came. That is, you shift your focus, your desire, or your end goal. Then the shadows. Actually, you don't know sometimes where the shadows come from. You may need help. You may need counsel for that. If you need that kind of counsel, just WhatsApp. I will put you onto a very reliable life coach. 076-313-4800. So remember these three things that come at you or works against you: variation, shifting, shadow. But remember what is inside you: your identity, that is belonging; your worth and value, that is how much you are capable of doing, how much you are gifted and graced to do; and significance, how others will appreciate your contribution. We need these three things, just the way a vehicle needs water, oil, and fuel. These three things are absolutely necessary for us. So the promise is that your Father above, the Good Shepherd, has already supplied these things, but attend on the variations, the shiftings, and the shadows. Next slide. Yes. Working mom. So here's a little thing. Mom is a recipe for home, while dad provides. Recipe takes its hands off when the job is done, when the cake is baked. This is tough, but there's a time. At each stage, children enter into another stage. So there's a time you cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. But when he's a toddler, he first likes to be cuddled. First 18 months go like that. Once he's starting toddling, he'll put your hand off and he wants to investigate. Now, at that investigation time, dad must give his finger and lead him to the places where he can investigate and see. So that's real dad time. He takes him beyond the boundary. So what we recommend is first 6 to 8 months, keep them inside a playpen, because they can come to the edge, grip, and stand up. So that's why the playpen is useful. Also, the child at 8 months, 6 to 8 months, has a manageable area. So there are end goals of starting here, going to that end, and getting up. And inside the playpen, keep limited number of toys, all analog toys, no smartphones. First 3 years of life, child must not see a smartphone. No digital games, no early brain digital programs. It's all complete deception. The brain does best with the natural things the child touches and moves with. That's how God has designed our brain. So more friction, toes twiddling, and fingers touching. And if you keep a Lanupadura or one of our reed mats, and the little fellow is crawling on it and he feels the friction on his fingers and toes, that's excellent for brain growth. That's why inside the playpen, there should be wooden toys. More friction on the toys, the better it is, and a little bit of patch with a bit of a coir reed woven thing, coir woven thing is very good for the child to move on it. The more friction the finger feels and more movement the joints feel, both toes and fingers, even at the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, the better the brain growth is. So you can understand when you give a child a smartphone and gets the child to sit down and do nothing, just watch that screen is smart, child becomes stupid. I call it child abuse. Yes, that's what it is. Very sad, yes. And parents that will do it. So mom has to understand her role, keeping in the womb so close inside her, risk her life, but when time comes, you release for growth. So that's how moms understand life. You have a time. Every season is a gestational season, and you have much to do initially. And when the gestation is done, you have to let go. So initial 18 months is like that. Then comes the educational time beyond 3. You have to allow them to do and see. What mothers begin in the womb, mothering for her child, is what she also does for their seasons of life. Watch for them when they start schooling. When they are at 8, they learn about the opposite sex. So even brother and sister, you can't keep together unsupervised. You need to understand that. So mother begins, what she begins in the womb mothering, she's also the one who mothers, conceives and understands seasons of life for the child, even for her family, life and home, even for her husband's role and career. You have that, I'll be getting onto that, that entrepreneurial sense of foresight, insight, third sense, fifth sense, instinctive sense, intuitive sense that's given to you so that your whole family can benefit from it, not that you're going to control. So, mom, you are mothering future careers, isn't it? Yes. You are nurturing God-given gifts in your kids. Then you conceive what is good for your family before others understand it or before others see the necessity. Maybe a house move or a new set of furniture, or shall you do this? So husbands must be sensitive to your sense of intuitive sense of the growth that needs to come. Right brain kind of visual pictorial growth, as well as management skills. I will be coming to that soon. She conceives it before others know, see, or hear, because it's given to you, mom, to see before others see, even a child's gifting and a child's particular ways, to hear before others hear. And it enters into your heart before others get it. So she is known to be perceptive, prophetic, intuitive, imaginative, creative. Mom, you have many hats to wear, and God enables you to wear all of them very well. So don't feel intimidated that so much is being expected from you. It is already inside you. It has only to come out. Yes. So here is an appeal to mom. Mom, one minute. Yes. Working mom was once working in the home. Working mom now has an uphill task to make ends meet and make office and home run smooth. Yes, though researchers try to say women are better at multitasking, it's a myth. What happens is you drop some of the things closer to heart when the demand on the brain comes. So my plea is keep a good balance in your career, in your workplace, because of the demands of the brain. Don't drop the application of the heart. You are not endlessly able to multitask. That's not the truth. Mom, home is your throne. Mom, work outside if finances compel you, but don't abdicate your throne at home. You are queen at home. Mom, that's your Twitter address. Generations cry out, Mom, come home. We are weary, come home. We can't be latchkey generation. Now child is speaking, okay? Mom, come home. We lost our father long ago, meaning his career, his gymnasium, his muscles, and his Lance Club, and this Rotary and whatnot. We can manage without dad even till 9 p.m. But without you, Mom, home sounds like the catacombs and looks like the tsunami ravaged beach and feels like the bottomless pit. Mom, come home. Now, next one is a little more serious, the assault on family and maternity. Assault on family and maternity. What are the things that have really assaulted and brought down motherhood? And when society does it, moms can also agree to it passively. So cohabit without marriage affects motherhood, obviously. Don't agree to this. Easy divorce, don't agree to this. Marriage is a lifelong choice. Choice ends once you're married. That's it. In certain things, choice ends once you're married. Choices are like that, yes. Adultery, don't agree to it. Flings, don't agree to it. Seasonal thrills, don't agree to it. Then the homosexual assault, it's an ideological assault. Then transgenderism, LGBTQ agenda. Then downgrading mom at home. Partly it's economic need, but also that mom at home needs a real upgrade, yes. Career ambition can denude and dwindle in one's mind what mom should be. Economic woes certainly becomes a problem. A mother's arsenal. I need to get to that. Mother's arsenal. So last bastion of God's embrace, working mom. Mom, yes. You mold season and careers. You are a nurse, AMI teacher, sports instructor, chef, physiotherapist, linguist, university don, all roles molded together in one. That's mom. Jill of all trades and maestro of most. You are the home magnet. Where you are, we are all drawn. Where mom is, home is. A dad is boss at office, but we know who is boss at home. So the allegory is this, that mom is the center of the house. She's like a wine in the center. And she brings cheer, happiness, and what the home needs. And dad works, of course, and brings everything. Sometimes, as I said, mom has to go out and work. Then children become olive shoots around what she has made home. That's how manager of home really is mom. Provider of home is dad. If you can understand that, I'll repeat it. Manager of home, in God's understanding, is mom. Provider of home is dad. That's how Good Shepherd meant us to be. Maternity leave is fine, mom, it's very good, but you and I need fetal leave before birth. Let's lobby the government. How I like to rest when you lie down. I know you love to. That means when a mother has lying down time while pregnant, baby grows better. What more, when mother is sleeping, baby never kicks. So if you are pregnant and you find baby kicking and you waking up from your sleep, then you know your fetus is in distress, baby is in distress. It's so reliable. It doesn't trouble your sleep. Why? Because the baby in the womb and mother are so bonded like one person. It starts there. How I like to rest when you lie down. I know you love too. But that terrible screen you work with all day has robbed me my rights, mom. Baby is speaking from the womb. Terrible screen. Because you're all the time up, anxious, and the pixels playing on you, putting your GABA down. If you do it after 6 p.m., putting your melatonin down, all that affects your child's brain health. You need to understand that. So mom in the womb and brain health is a topic I have written extensively. Yes, you can get my books from Viditayapa, Screen Smart, or you can get my books from Saraswati Bookshop, or you can get my books from Brookside Bookshop. Periodically, I display my books on the Facebook timeline. So please, if you go to Saraswati Bookshop anywhere and ask for children books by Dr. Lalith Mendis, you will get it, yes. So that terrible screen you work with all day has robbed me my rights, mom. Who is speaking? Fetus speaking. That dopamine drive is no good for my fetal brain because mom is all the time, So I need some good endorphins. Let's take an afternoon nap, mom. Very good thing because your adrenergic tone comes down. It's very good for fetal growth. It's good for my brain and for your placental blood circulation. I will grow better and help you sooner, Mom, when you do these things when I'm in your womb. Mom, your handbag is amazing. In fact, I think it was original Amazon.com. Why? It has a pen in 3 colors, red, black, blue. Knowing not what Dad asked for, what it has pencils, needle and thread, torch of course, extra dongle, pen drive. You being mod mom, it has soother or whistle or tweezer, Lego for left brain and pastels for right brain. You are amazing, mom. You are Amazon.com. So that's a little rhetoric, just to encourage moms to keep being moms. You have torch for darkness, umbrella for rain, extra padlock ready for my mouth. But that's enough of rhetoric. Let's get down to the next slide where we need to work on it. Assault on family and maternity we did. Next slide is Mother's Arsenal, Gift of Enterprise. Uh, For through the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, think well of yourself to the measure you are equipped. So that is important. Think well of yourself to the measure you have, and that is sound judgment. God has allotted to each a measure of faith. So many people think faith is only a spiritual quality. Yes, it is. Faith is also the givenness, the favor that you feel that you are able to do what you feel you can do. That is also faith. Ability, exercise, endeavor to the, you are able to do, you feel this much. Doing that much is faith. So there is a faith which is the ability, the stance that I can get through what I have to get through. That's a given thing. Everybody is given that natural measure of faith. If you know the Good Shepherd personally, then you can ask for more. But every woman is created, born, designed with this gift of faith for motherhood. That's what you're best designed. You feel it inside you. So you mother create many things: artistry, photography, cookery, sewing, many things, a beautiful home. Where does that come from? Beautiful garden. Where does that mothering come from? Where does that booming come from? Where does that birthing come from? Motherhood. But motherhood is primarily about next generation, humanity's future. You understand that? So my plea is keep that motherhood primarily to raise the family, future of the family, while you can mother many other things. But if you, without raising family, you mother and give all your creativity to advertising, business, and whatnot, one day God will ask you, what did you do with the motherhood I gave you? Yes, you need to take care of that. So there's an entrepreneur, manager, and technocrat in you, the triangle. Entrepreneur, manager, the technical skill. You must know what you're strong in. Some are very strong in entrepreneurial. That is to see ahead and go ahead and do some things. You have foresight. This you can see ahead and prepare for the family. For a meal, for instance, 7 people are coming. How much food should be there? That's also part of entrepreneurial exercise. So entrepreneurial means seeing the future need and getting ready for it. It may be in a business, it may be in a home business, it may be in a bigger business, but never forget the family business, which is this business of raising up your family to the best they can. That's then the home manager, and then the technical skill that you are best at. Yes. Then we have gifts that differ according to the grace given to us. So each of us is to exercise them accordingly. Foresight, entrepreneurship, according to the proportion of faith. So here are gift, grace. Why you want to do it is grace, because God put it into you. Gift, grace, and the proportion. So some are just mom at home. Some out of your entrepreneurship, this is true for dad also, you are able to support many more. So that's okay. Some are, the proportion for some is home, father, mother, and children. For some, that proportion is more than that. So it all depends on how God has designed you, equipped you. So this is the gift, the grace, and the proportion. Important thing is that we fulfill our proportion, and we appreciate another's proportion, and be satisfied with our proportion, not to envy another's proportion. Yes, because who knows what trouble that person has trying to keep that promotion, that proportion. Yeah. So gift, grace, proportion, or outcome, output. Beg your pardon, output. Then 6 other gifts in mom's arsenal. I think I'm done by the time we do this. We have been on this for about 35 minutes, yes. So if service in serving, moms excel in this. You have to inculcate this in kids, the serving attitude. The Greek is diakonia. The simple things that they need to do in house, you must involve them always with home chores. They become better. Harvard studies said they become better at undergraduate studies when they have been involved in home chores. Then mother is a teacher. So you have to teach in straight lines, not only numbers, but also ways of life you teach. So in teaching, you can't say this and that. No sexual experiment, yes. And after 7 p.m., no smartphone. No taking the digital gadget into the bedroom. Yeah, you need to have these things. I have 5 smart laws for the smart screen. No digital smart laws for the smart screen. No digital screen under the age of 3. You ruin the child's linguistics. Yeah. Phonemes develop in 2 languages automatically, or the way God has given. A child can absorb 2 languages before the age of 3. So no digital screen before the age of 3. Then no digital screen at mealtime, because that's the best brain exercise time. No digital screen after 6 p.m., even for adults. But because of these online studies, it's even for adult children, even for other children above the age of 5. No digital screen after 6 p.m. is the law. But because of online studies, minimize it and use a low pixel screen. If you can get an old laptop, which is LCD screen rather than LED screen, that is much better. And no multitasking on screens, and no additional LED lights in the atmosphere, because blue light works against memory, changes the appetite, disturbs sleep, reduces immunity. And COVID time, these are very important things to know. Yes. Then the third character is the mother has is encouraging. That is a coaching thing. You come alongside. You don't be far and command, but you come alongside, do and show. So bakery, cookery, sewing, cooking, do and show. Get kids involved in it soon. Then they learn the art of listening and looking and learning. And they learn the art of receiving help where they know they are weak. You have to do the coaching early in life. Otherwise, they pretend they can and they get into trouble. Then monetary practice. Mom, you are given that gift to invest with generosity. This is how it works. What money you have always works for you and for others. Write that slogan down. What money I have works for me and for others. How does it work for others? When you employ an electrician and you pay him well without, quibbling. You employ a carpenter. You spend what you pay what you should. Or when you buy from the fishmonger who comes to your doorstep, or the Elolu Ame who comes to your doorstep, or the food stall, you have money to sustain other people's livelihoods also. That is at a simple level. Then if you have more money by birth or by earning, 50% is for your progress, savings, whatever you want to invest, but 50% invest in creating livelihoods, workplaces, work opportunities. That's how I would say God would have it if you have money. So that is about money management. Then lead with diligence. You are a leader at home. Leading is about making space and time for others. Write it down. Leading is making space and time for others. Finally, she who shows mercy with cheerfulness. Mercy is very much a part of motherhood. Mercy is also part of nursing profession. medical profession. So in a world that is increasingly getting crass, mercy. Mercy is what makes wrongs right. This is the story of the cross, where all wrongs were given a chance to get right. All wrongs, Red Cross Month, was given a chance to get right. So you speak that language to your children, where always 7 p.m. is the time to engage them, happy family hour. Give them a little quiet time to tell you what went wrong. And if they miss it, then when they are falling asleep, GABA is working, gamma-aminobutyric acid, the empathic neurochemical transmitter, and they want to say, Mommy, this went wrong, and they can tell you some horrible things that happen. So don't get alarmed. Cultivate that time so that you can show mercy. All this is greatly helped by a good shepherd who said, if you know me, my green pastures would be alive and you will not want. I will take you to the next watering hole I have for you. So that's his promise for us. And then that he gives an opportunity for restoration. That's his nature, to get it right. He's not waiting with a stick till you get it wrong. So parents also must provide children time for redemptive justice. That is, show them how it can be better next time. Don't go saying, I told you so. Last time once you did it. Don't evoke the amygdala, the bad taste, bitter tracks. Because child will go and do the same thing when you reinforce the same bad thing. So give them not retributive justice, what they deserve with the stick, but a redemptive plan, how they can get out of it. And that is what our Good Shepherd did for us. Thank you for listening. We will join again next Saturday. As I said, tomorrow, 3 p.m. is the Sinhala broadcast of the same topic. Tell your friends, we will send a Zoom. And if you want anything more, the Golden Nugget is the app. Please download it from App Store or Google Play. And also our WhatsApp number if you want any more clips. I have done 264 scientific clips, topics like this, 07631348000. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Dhananjay, for technical help. God bless you.